Welcome back. Let's find out if we've got anything wrong so far. For that, we go to TV's Andy Levy. So, Andy, how was your weekend?
None of your damn business. That's how my weekend was, Greg.
Whoa, brought that on.
Look, I'm here to do a job. I'm not your buddy. I'm not your pal. So don't be all, how was your weekend, Andy?
I said I was sorry. I didn't know that was your Kashi breakfast cereal bar. Next time, put your damn name on it.
You knew damn well it was my breakfast bar. You don't even buy breakfast bars or anything for that matter.
Yeah, I guess rent money just somehow falls from the sky.
Oh, that's a laugh. Are you so doped up you don't even know I've been covering your rent for the past 6 months?
Andy, as you know, now that you brought it up, I have a health problem that requires medication. And if that medication goes above and beyond what can be legally prescribed, then that, sir, is not my fault. Good day.
All I know is you owe me 6 months' rent and a breakfast bar. That's $48,000. I would like a bank check by the end of the week.
Don't hold your breath. You know, they're all alike.
They really are.
Landlords.
I don't know how you put up with them.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Landlords.
Oh, is that what you meant?
Yes. What were you thinking about?
Jews.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
And I'm pretty confident I was right.
Yeah.
President Obama doesn't like standardized tests for school kids. Greg, you played a clip of President Obama that was in a foreign language. Then you said, but for those of you who don't speak Portuguese, here's what Obama said. And Diane, you corrected Greg saying that it was Spanish. You're both wrong. He was speaking his native Swahili.
No. I had no idea.
Yeah. Also, Greg, you asked Joe if this isn't just more like comfy crap because kids are bored by tests, they should take less tests. You meant fewer tests. You might want to take some English tests, is my point.
You might want to take some tests.
I took that test. I failed the out of it.
Oh, this show just gets classier.
Yeah.
My God.
Brooke, you said you want the president to concentrate on what's going on campuses,
Yes.
which is the Muslim Students Association encouraging anti-Americanism. In elementary schools?
Well, this is an issue
In middle schools?
I'm saying if he wants to focus on what's going on in terms of education, this is a serious problem.
He's talking about primary education, not secondary education.
I'm talking about something that's greater than standardized
You're talking
testing.
about something that has nothing to do with the story, is what you're doing, Missy.
I'm talking about what I want to talk about.
Clearly.
A lot of attitude from both sides on that one.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I am so close to going like this. Diane, you said we need things like the SATs to compare students, so we can't have everyone write an essay. I believe there is an essay section on the SAT these days.
On some parts of the SAT, but not the majority of the tests. I'm saying you can't like interview every single student in the country or have them write some big fluffy paper to evaluate them.
Right.
There needs to be a standardized test.
We're not talking about the SATs. He's talking about standardized tests like in English, math, science,
I wasn't just
stuff like
talking
that.
about the SATs. I was using that as an example.
Well, that's what you said.
As an example.
I can only talk about what you said.
A test that is standardized throughout the country, and that's the only way to measure how the country is doing is administering one test to all of the kids. I thought I made that clear, but hopefully that helped you out.
I'll check the tape.
Okay.
Yeah. Bill, you said you're functionally illiterate, and while I would take out the functionally part, I won't quibble. The good thing is you followed that up by saying that what Obama was saying is that there need to be less tests. No, he was saying there need to be fewer tests. Thank you for proving your point.
Right. Yeah. Museums. Museums are better than tests. We went to a museum when I was a kid to learn about Paleolithic stuff, and I went over to the shark exhibit, and I learned I like sharks more than that junk. And that's helped me tremendously in life.
You went to a museum as a kid because your parents were hoping that the school would leave you there.
Uncalled for.
It was uncalled for, but you need to work it out with your parents.
Can't we all just admit that this whole museum thing is a scam?
It's a crock.
It is a crock.
Absolutely.
They got these great giant buildings. They fill it with junk that's absolutely useless.
Yeah.
We pay ridiculous sums of money to wander around quiet. You know, it's like, and you know who forces you to go? Are women, because you can't go to a bar and enjoy yourself on a Saturday. You got to go to a museum. You can't go to a bar because that would be wrong. You got to go to the museum because somehow that elevates you.
First of all, as a member of the media, you don't have to pay a thing when going into a museum. All you must show is a piece of ID that says Fox News on it, and they will let you go in on your way.
My problem with the museums is it's these natural history museums with the fake. They take these plaster things and pretend they're dinosaur bones.
Yeah, I know.
Please.
It's true.
It is true.
Yeah.
Peanut allergy girl. Greg, you said that to protect the girl, other students are required to wash their hands before entering the classroom and rinse out their mouths. Diane, you said you think they may have dropped the rinsing of the mouth part. Indeed, they have, probably because someone informed them that that's completely useless. So you are correct.
Unless they start making out. I wonder if there's a rule against that, too.
That's a good point. Well, and that gets to my next point. Joe, well, first of all, you said your heart goes out to kids that suffer from afflictions. No, it doesn't.
More of my lungs that go out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But also, you seem to think that first graders need to worry about why they're getting erections.
Well, I worried about that a lot, Andy.
In the first grade?
Yeah.
Really?
I've been working it for a long time.
Mazel tov, my young friend.
Do we need to, Andy, do we really need to go into this area?
Apparently, Joe went into that area in first grade.
Well,
Greg,
laughed exactly
that was
like that.
Yeah.
Greg, that was a sad story you told about the kid you went to school with who had to sit alone for 6 months after surgery and how awful it was that no one would talk to him.
yes.
Yeah. I wonder how he turned out.
I don't know.
Don't you?
How do you think they're showing him?
Oh, that was good camera work.
Hey, all I ever got was lice. I mean, no.
Greg Log, men feel over the hill at 58, women at 29. Greg, you said the study found that women think they're old at 29 while men don't feel irrelevant until they hit 58. I don't believe irrelevance was part of the study. It was just about feeling old.
Yeah, but feeling old makes you it makes you feel irrelevant.
Does it, Greg?
Yes, it does.
Is that what you think about old people, that they're irrelevant?
No,
Shame
I said
on
it makes you feel
Shame
irrelevant.
on you horrible man.
I love old people in so many different ways.
Ugh.
I think it was a good point, Greg.
Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome.
And just lastly, Bill, a sequential hermaphrodite is an organism with both male and female sex organs. It's common in fish, gastropods, and most flowering plants.
Okay, not humans.
Not common in humans, no.
But since when are you considered human, Bill?
I'm just sitting here minding my own guys.
The point is, you said that you
claimed my
claimed
ability to change my
you
genitalia.
claim that Greg made up the term, and in fact he did not. It is a very real thing.
You're a very real thing. Count it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bill's also not a balanced hermaphrodite. It's more girl than boy.
That's a good point, actually.
Thanks for your 2 cents on my hermaphroditism. That added stuff.
You should go on with your merry little show now, Greg.
Yeah, thanks for dragging it down into the abyss.
Absolutely.
All right. So, how many homeless can you fit in a minivan? Brooke Goldstein discusses her book, How I Fit 27 Drifters in My Minivan One Crazy Night, when we return. Oh, look, couples are kissing. I bet it's a story about couples that are kissing. I suck. His suicidal pleas brought her to her knees. I speak of a Washington teacher, Barbara Anderson, who's been charged with felony sexual misconduct for allegedly performing oral sex on a 17-year-old student after learning he was suicidal. This is according to one report. Apparently, court documents revealed that the relationship began with the 37-year-old helping the boy after school with his math homework. Later, after the boy broke up with his girlfriend, he described ways in which he thought of killing himself. Cops say this eventually led to the woman performing the sex act on him in a dark complex near his house and sending him text messages asking when they would have sex. Said every dude watching this at home, I never thought of that excuse before. Anyway, let's discuss this in our
lightning round. Lightning round.
Brooke, legal age of consent. Washington is 16.
Yes.
Is this even a crime?
Yeah, it is, because they have different rules when it comes to people in positions of authority, which she was obviously, and he was very impressionable, and she manipulated this child. It was clearly a form of child abuse, and she has to be held accountable.
Is this 17-year-old a child? Especially a child that smokes dope and
yes.
like to have sex with teachers.
It is. According to the Convention on the Rights of the Child, yes, anyone under 18 is a child.
God, when I was 17, I knew exactly what I was doing. I wasn't doing much of anything. I was ugly.
Yeah.
Joe,
you were sitting in the corner of a classroom by yourself.
It sounded like I was saying, yeah, you were ugly. I didn't mean it like that.
My only friend was a jar of Retin-A. Joe, this kind of stuff didn't happen a generation ago. Well, what change has happened in high school?
You know, Greg, I have to say, as a comedian, anything I can think to say about this is either hacky or really inappropriate. So,
I like you're going to take a pass, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just going to say that old party pooper over here needs to loosen up a little bit. And, you know, I don't know why this sort of thing is happening more. I mean, I think there's certainly an infatuation more with children as, and the
Interesting
youth.
point.
The youth of America.
We're euthanizing our youth.
Yeah, as we progress here as a society, and I think that infatuation sometimes plays out in maybe not the most appropriate way, and this is why we're seeing a little more of this.
Well, Diane, let me ask you this. the teacher or somebody claims, I don't know who, that the guy was suicidal. Was she really just trying to help? A good Samaritan?
No, that has nothing to do with it. Just because the kid complained that he was going to commit suicide doesn't mean you go into an alley and you give him a... You called the authorities and you let someone know. Well put.
Wow.
You know, this show used to have class.
I know.
It used to stand
I
for
didn't
something.
do it, she did it. I'm just saying it.
Yeah, the night is young.
Bill, is outside chance perhaps the boy manipulated the teacher a bit?
They don't even know what the word manipulate means at that age. I mean, look at the tests thing we just talked about. This is like nature sort of evening things out. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of peanut allergies back in our time. We didn't have to go next to a peanut and immediately puke blood. But we also didn't have a lot of teachers having sex with us. So it's like they lose with the peanuts, but they get the teachers that have sex with them, Greg.
Hey, I love how you wrap this up. It's such a beautiful philosophy.
Thank you.
I have two problems with this story. I kind of got to agree with Brooke that if this was, if you reverse the genders, the guy would be driven out of town. And B, I don't know what a dark complex is, but they were having sex in a dark complex. I could only think it was an AMC movie theater.
They found over 800 text messages going back and forth, and even after she was told to stop texting the child, she continued. And so she purposely violated the regulations.
And she hasn't been charged yet. And all they said was that she's on administrative leave, which usually means she's still getting paid.
I won't argue that this is maybe not the best thing to have played out, and maybe it might be inappropriate, but I think referring to a 17-year-old as a child is that's a little extreme.
He was 16, wasn't he?
So I thought he was 17. I want to move on, but I want to skip this story. I want to go to the next story, not this one, the third one. Just roll ahead. I'll even talk about something that has nothing to do with it, the fact that I got a really good haircut on Friday. Oh, here we go. A new study from Northwestern University asked adults to describe one thing they regretted in detail. Topping the list was regrets about romance, followed by family relations, education, and career. Brooke, here's my theory. Doesn't the regret over lost love or romance go away once you, stub your toe or actually feel real pain? Like, people who are sick don't have regrets over lost love.
I think it goes away when you find another love, but I think, of course, of course, love leads to regrets. That's how we know it was a truly felt emotion. That's what separates it from the other emotions.
Here's my thing, Diane, I don't believe regret exists anymore now with Facebook. Facebook, you can go find the thing that didn't work out, re-enter their lives, and ruin that family.
No, regret exists even more because people don't get to just deal with that month or two or however long it takes to get over someone and then call it a day. No, you keep seeing them pop up in your news feed that they're doing all these other things. And then you get into a battle. Oh, he posted this really cool picture. Now I have to post this really cool picture so he can know how awesome I am. People torture themselves on
Who are you talking about right now?
No one in particular.
No one in particular.
In general, that's what other people do. I'm far more mature than that.
I'll stop having such an amazing life, all right? Maybe you could stop unfollowing me and we would be having this conversation.
Joe, aren't guys' regrets all the same? I wish I had more sex in college.
Well, I don't think all guys think that. Yeah, but I think a lot of us do. But, Greg, I just subscribe to the simple philosophy that most people do. It's better to never have loved at all than to have loved a disgusting, soul-sucking demon that takes your money and spirits away from you.
Yeah, that's very good. I think we have to take a break.
That is Shakespeare.
A wise man once said.
I love Joe DeRosa. More stuff from us when we... Bless you. People are sneezing like crazy over here. All right, go away. We'll be here. So last night I told you how much I enjoy wearing cutoffs in empty movie theaters. I do. But I also love charity. So let's get to the first bit of my latest piece of art that I drew myself. Yes, I call this Pleasure in Pain. It depicts a unicorn/massage therapist I met in Brussels back in the early 80s. We had an amazing time back then, and then it went pear-shaped. She will be missed. Always write down your safe word, people. So the first bid comes from Ryan Prespent, who has offered $350 for this work of art. Not a bad start. Now you have till Friday to beat Ryan's bid, so email your offer to redeye@foxnews.com to be considered. The bid's closed by Friday next week, and as you know, all the money goes to the Wounded Warriors Project. I also want to make a special thanks to Leslie Pembroke, who won last week with a $500 bid, but decided to send $1,000 anyway, which I will spend on prostitutes.
Yep.
No, just kidding. That, too, will go to the troops. And remember, let's not forget the real message here. It's not about charity. It's about me impressing my coworkers with my boundless compassion. All right. We'll close things out with the post-game wrap-up from TV's Andy Levy. He is a jerk. And to see clips of recent shows, go to foxnews.com/redeye. Time to go back to TV's Andy Levy for the post-game wrap-up.
Thanks, Greg. Hey, Brooke, I hear you met a senator the other night?
I did, Senator Barrasso from Wyoming, and I met him at the home of one of the Berger brothers, Dr. Mark and Alan Berger, and the senator spoke about an issue very dear to my heart, which is the fact that the Palestinian Authority continues to teach children to become suicide bombers, and we need to stop that. So thank you, Senator.
Andy's not a senator.
I kind of was hoping you'd met an Ottawa senator, but... Diane, which... Yes.
I got it.
You're the only one.
I'm Canadian.
Diane, what's your latest at foxnews.com or what you got coming up?
I'm working on an exclusive story right now. It should be coming out in the next couple days or so. We're doing a video feature, so it should be cool, so just keep an eye out for that.
What's it about?
Can't tell you.
What's it about?
You'll have to read and find out.
Come on.
I know you don't like reading, Andy, but you're going to have to this time.
All right. I'll just watch the video.
Okay.
Joe, what you got?
Well, Andy, you're supposed to say any final thoughts. What do I got? What
Any
I got
final
is
thoughts, Joe?
what I got is a re-challenge for you, my friend. I bring up the challenge I brought up last week. Are we doing this McNugget eat-off over Twitter or not?
No.
How do you do an eat-off over Twitter?
They're going to photograph
my
the
point.
McNuggets they're going to eat.
You told me in a bar last week after the show that you just said no on the air to be funny and that you actually want to do it. So let's do this.
All right, I'm just doing that same thing again.
All
Yeah,
right.
okay, I'm in. I'm in.
All right. It starts now, a month
Okay.
from now.
All right.
All right.
We'll see.
Look for it on Twitter.
This is going to be the
So
suckiest
excited.
thing in the history of suck.
Seriously. I'm going to lose so many Twitter followers over this. Yeah.
It's like Supersize Me, but not interesting or informative.
Yeah, exactly. And proves no point. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. I'm sorry. I didn't know this.
Well,
was
you
the-
should apologize.
I didn't know they changed the name of the show to Dream Crushers.
It crushed my dream, Joe. All right.
Bye.
Bye, Andy. Diane, Bill, Brooke, Joe. Good show. I'm Greg. People are weird. Bye.